break. Time running. Foul. Ball behind the break line. Time running.
We're back in the action. It's losers qualification. And Craig Waddingham versus Darren McVicar. So Darren, a fast, aggressive player.
Frame 2. Darren McVicar to break. The U1 frame 2 now. Time running.
So already leading 1-0, and gets frame number 2 underway. He's dry with that break. Don't know how. There's balls over the top corner bag. Now that top right hand corner could cause a problem for both sets. He's going to go yellows and try and play. Wow, what a miss there from Craig. That's quite unbelievable. I'd say he hasn't settled, but you know, these guys have been in action quite a bit today, so they shouldn't really need to settle that much. That's only the clock that's done that to him, and he's misjudged that by quite some margin. He's meaning to stun through that gap between red and yellow and play the red into right-hand corner, but he's just not got the cue ball moving at all. That was a misjudgment. Now he's in a spot of bother. So he's just played the tactical shot there, just trying to cover the bag, and he was just trying to run around to leave Craig in behind the black. He's played that to glance the red, just to try and nudge it to the side to open the bag for the other yellow to get past it. He's got a big bag to the middle. Then he has to try and get on this other one. I think he's just going to try and stun down. He can play this harder because he's got that big bag. So he's just stunned down to the bottom, but he's in a lot of bother now. He's got the yellow. I think it passes. No, let's say I think it passes the black. I'm not convinced it does actually. To right centre. He's pushed the black up now, just to get the black up and the little melee at the top, just to try and cause a few more problems. Darren could play the loss of turn shot, play the red, plant it. Oh, he's played that wrong. He was trying to plant the red onto the yellow, kick the black out, and send the yellow into the yellow and red to pot the red that's over the pocket. Now you're going to see that loss of turn shot back the other way. Snooker Darren in behind the yellows. Darren has to play it from where it is, but I wonder if he's left a gap along the top cushion. If he is, yeah, he has. That's a bit of a mistake. Black still tied up. So a nice shot. I wonder, is there any way the black goes off the back of the yellow that it's closest to? Don't think it does. I think he's going to have to try and move something up around the top of this table. Oh dear. Just maybe rush that one slightly. He could try and plant the red on top of the yellow and leave his red over the pocket, but I don't think that does him any favours, so he's going to... This can be the problem sometimes when you play with so much aggression. But, you dig a hole for yourself. He's going to play this into bottom right and trying to get into the black. Has not come out for him. Now I think Craig can play a telling safety. He can pot the one over the pocket. He can pot the one over the pocket and try and knock everything out. And that's what he's tried to do, but he could have also played the one over the pocket and just run in behind the yellow that was next to it and left a snooker. But these are both very attacking players. You won't see much safety. What's he going to try and do here? He's straight on the yellow. I wondered if there was a gap above the black and he was going to try and screw up. He's tried to land on it. And that's no good. Just a containing shot. Craig looking to see whether he can pot the yellow off the red. That's another fairly audacious shot. It would break open the black and the red, but the white would be running and he'd need a bit of luck to land on the black. And I don't think that, I mean, that's such a difficult shot. He has to glance that red so thin, just has to hit it perfectly. There's no margin for error at all. And if it doesn't come out, he could knock everything into the open. So, laid the gauntlet. Darren probably just going to try and stun him behind the one on the side rail, but just needs to be careful of the double kiss on the red that he's hitting. Oh, tried to play the snooker and tried to put the red in the path of the black as well, knowing that even if Craig pots this, it's going to be impossible to try and get on that black. But the red's just come away from the cushion a little too far, and he can get to this with just a bit of swerve. Well, this is some shot, because I think this black goes off the back of the red. This is well worked out. And even if he doesn't get it, he'll take the bag. I fancy him to get this one. As I say, played it with that element of knowing that he wasn't going to leave too much. Now for Darren, probably, I mean, he could play cushion first into the red and then hit it hard enough for that red to come across table. He could glance off the reds and just try and come down table, or he could play off the first red and then just stun back and leave a touching ball on the black. If he gets a cue ball close enough to the black, it's going to give Craig no shot. Bit hopeful there, bit hopeful. I think there were better options than that, personally. I would have I'd have rather just seen him, I know it's a negative shot, but just that third option I gave, just to stun off the red side cushion and then just leave Craig touching the black, he'd have absolutely no shot. I'm not quite sure what his options would have been, and Darren's balls would have been open. Don't know. Interesting choice there from Darren. He felt that going up and down the table, he's got a chance of either potting the ball or covering the bag. He didn't do either, and he gave the frame away. Shane Thompson 6-4 up against Jamie Burnett. That last winners qualification game, 10-9 to Liam White. He's on the hill to go into the last 16. Brian Halcrow 3-1 against Ronan McCarthy. Tom Cousins 5-4 against Dave Fernandez. And here we see the break back with Craig Waddingham. He went in off from his first break and he was in danger of going in off again there. Just caught the knuckle and he's not timed them well at all. As a result, he's gone dry. And again, it's just a bit of an ugly table. Wonder if he's going to go yellows and use the one just above the bulk line to try and break out the two difficult balls. If he can get them. I don't think he will, because there's another yellow tied up, so he's going to go reds. Just nudges that yellow down into safety, just to give him that extra little bit of comfort in case it does go wrong. Now he has to develop one ball. And knowing the way Darren plays, he'll want to develop that ball as soon as possible. come up short. He was trying to get a little bit further up the table to play that red to bottom right. May have to play it as a double. Liam White against Leiden De Bono, 10 apiece. Gone to the decider. Another miss there from Craig. Little cannon. I think may have just gone awkward. It's got a really thin little cut, but he's only going to be able to double the other red. Or, no, that's it. Not even sure why he played the cannon. He could have probably just landed on the ball that was up the rail, but there's another one that's gone a bit awry. A little bit awry from Craig as well. Okay, he's got the ball at the bottom of the table, but he's got the issue with the one up the red as well. He was trying to hold on the one to top left so he could cannon the one on the rail out. Again, he's tried to leave an angle. He hasn't got an angle. I don't know why sometimes the players are so obsessed with trying to move the balls. Just, again, he's tried to get into it, he's tried to flick it, and he's left it. So difficult. If he would have just landed on that, landed around the middle bag, this isn't... If you think about it, if he's got the white just adjacent to the middle bag, he's got to drop up the rail, and the black, he's got the black straight to the corner. I honestly do not understand why players continually become so obsessed with trying to move balls. And now he's got this difficult long pot, just putting himself under unnecessary pressure, and he's missed it. I mean, I don't know. I've said it so many times before. These players are so good. They just get it into their heads that they have to move a ball. And there you go. Darren's just nailed that one up the rail, and that was a more difficult pot than Craig would have had if he'd have tried to land on the other one up the rail. Weird, but I don't know. I never try and question these players because they're all much better players than I am, but I just see it time and time and time again. Every event, players seem just to have to move a ball when the pockets, I mean, everyone knows that the pockets are playing big. New cloth. We've seen balls drop in these pockets that have no right to go in. Tom Cousins, 6-5 up against Dave Fernandez. Brian Halcrow, 4-1 up against Ronan McCarthy. Brian's still fighting in that and loses qualification. Sam Bircher, 4-3 up against Liam Dunster. Sam's having a good day today. Shane Thompson, 6-4 against Jamie Burnett. Jimmy Croxton, 3-2 against Jake McCartney. So another young man who's having a great weekend. We saw him playing earlier on the main arena. Lydon de Bono has just beaten Liam White. So Liam will drop into the loser's side and he will now face Jack Whelan. So losing that deciding frame is the difference between going straight into the last 16 and on the winner's side, and now having to play Jack Whelan to get back. Big penalties when you miss. Well, I say when you miss. I didn't see the frame, so who knows? Could have been a breaking dish. Darren just giving that just a glance. He's sent the yellow to knuckle. Won't be a problem, but just a fraction more awkward. And now hamper queuing. It's just not quite as easy as it could be. This now from what should have been a gimme black is tricky. So easy to impart a bit of side, but didn't he play that well? Very nice from Darren. He leads 3-1. There you see the scores. Already waiting across in the last 16, Clint Hansen, Phil Harrison, John McAllister, Carl Boys, Drew Hughes, Mark Boyle, Adam Davis, Lydon de Bono. The players who win these matches will be drawn tomorrow morning against those players. already through. Declan Brennan has beaten Oli Bell 8 frames to 3. A good showing from Oli Bell this weekend. That's a good deep run from him. But he's out. Another one's got away from Craig. Well, interesting. What do you do here? Is he going to take yellows and just try and play that yellow? Cue ball through the gap. Leave himself at angle on the one just above the white line, just above the black spot, to cannon into these balls on the side rail. He is indeed. Needs a touch of fortune. Oh, he's had a bounce out. Was that the Cadbury's Parrot? I think it was. Oh, it was. Look at that. That's gone right in the pocket and popped straight back out again. We'll have a look at that again later if we can. Can we slow that down? It's always interesting to see those balls come rebounding back out, and that's a loose one there from Craig. Have a look at this. Straight in the pocket. Straight back out. That's so unlucky. Trying to get a bit higher on this one. To right. Needed to get above it so that he can then play below the centre line for yellow to left centre, and then yellow down the cushion to leave himself the black. May have to reroute now, and he is. Tom Cousins on the hill now against Dave Fernandez. 7-5. Oh, he's just not at the races at the moment, is he? What's going on here? He's a bit miffed. And from Darren's perspective, he has to jump on these. Because sooner or later, Craig will find his arm, and he will be very, very dangerous. Darren cannot keep getting these chances and not taking them. There's another one that's right in betwixt and between. He's going to have to go around the world with this one. It's going to be side cushion, bottom cushion just to the right of that red ball. Right hand side cushion, back up into open play, back up on the bulk line. He's going to be left with a long, tough black. Probably playing it from somewhere around about where the cue ball is now. He's just checked it off the cushion to get himself a little bit closer. Simple black. 4-1 to Darren McVicar. And as I say, he has to keep his foot on the gas, because if he takes it off and hands chances after Craig, and Craig gets that arm going, it will be dangerous. Nice. Nice shot. That's what I was talking about. These players, if they just back themselves every time to put the balls up the rails, they're just so good. What a great shot that was. And it shows like Darren is just such an inventive, destructive player, but he's got a real good touch about him as well. That was a really nice touch on both of those shots. He's buzzing. Absolutely buzzing. Just feeding off that energy that you can pick up from Craig. Things just not happening for Craig. Brian Halcrow now 6-1 against Ronan McCarthy. You just saw a game disappear off the screen. Tom Cousins has beaten Dave Fernandez by 8 frames to 5. I think Dave Fernandez missed a straight black to go 6 apiece. You can't do that. Shane Thompson's got back through, and he's in the last 16. He's in the mix. Darren McVicar looking to get in the mix. He's got all the right ingredients to do so. Can Craig Waddingham turn it on? We know he's got the class to do so. But here's another one. Here's another one. I think he's covered the potting angle of that ball with the black. And now he's going to have to reroute, go side rail. Should still be okay. Played that really well. And the natural angle of the cue ball was going to track around. Just ask the ref to move the shark. So, Jake McCartney 4-3 against Jimmy Croxton. Sam Bircher still ahead of Liam Dunster 4-3. Jack Whelan and Liam White 1 each. Just 5 games remain between us and the final 16 at 11 AM tomorrow morning. We'll be doing the draw live from around about 10:30 tomorrow morning. Again, that's gone wrong. He was hoping to leave himself on the black, on the red near the black spot, sorry. But he's covered it with the black. So he's only got the one to middle. He's going to have to dig down in it, which makes it difficult to judge. And he's left this thinner. You saw where he was cueing from a minute ago. It was a good 4 or 5 inches to the left of where he is now. He's left this thin, which means he's going to cannon into the yellows and maybe trust to a little bit of luck to get onto the black. And look at this, he's done it again. He's snookered himself, and that's what I say. He was trusting the luck. You could see that that cannon could so easily go wrong, and it is just not happening for Craig. You've got to feel for him. Such a quality player. No. not at the races. And when you're not at the races, that little bit of luck and roll just doesn't go your way. And look at that. That's just a lovely little cannon, just to knock that yellow up. And it's another one of those, and if it's not going your way, you cannon that and it just sits where it is, but about 5 mil to the left, so you can't pot it anywhere. And you've got to try and go into it again, but that's just gone lovely. You can pot it now, or you can save it till last. It's going to take it now. I make no secret of the fact that Darren's one of my favourite players to watch. He's a great lad as well. Got such a sense of humour. His ridiculous sense of humour. Honestly, when that guy's around, I am just crying with laughter. I could tell you so many stories. Well, no, actually, I couldn't tell you so many stories. I couldn't tell you any of the stories, but trust me, it is ridiculous. It's so funny. Six one. Needs a big comeback here.
Frame 8. Darren McVicar the break, leading 6 frames to 1. Time running. Red ball's in play.
Brilliant shot there, opened up everything. Oh dear, threw one in there. Does not want to let Craig Waddingham find his rhythm. Craig, very dangerous. (7-1) for Darren would have been all but over. 6-2, and Craig is still in there with a fighting chance. It's one of those, just got to keep your opponent off the hill. This is good. Can screw straight back, leave himself just adjacent to the middle bag. Black to bottom left, and it will shortly be 6-2. Liam Dunce is turning things around. He's now 5-4 up against Sam Birchett. Brian Halcrow on the hill against Ronan McCarthy, 7-2. Liam White, 3-1 up against Jack Whelan. Eleven players already through to the last 16. Those 11 have been decided. 5 more still to decide.
Frame 9. Craig Waddingham to break. Trailing 6 frames to 2. Time running. Yellow ball's in play.
So Craig with another good chance here. All these yellows go. And he already looks like a different player. Confidence is restored. Oh, I think that's another disaster. I think that that's another disaster. Shouldn't have been anywhere near that red. I know he was trying to stay high because he has to come down table for the yellow below the black, but no. Don't think he's got a second prize either. Just too many mistakes. Cannot make them at this level. controlled shot. That was nice. Just stunning off the side rail to leave this little plant. Don't believe that red passes above the yellow to the centre. It may. Oh, obviously does. He's played to land on it, so it must do. Now he's going to want to finish with the cue ball somewhere around about where it is now. He's along that similar line. Can't finish. Short is better than long. Couldn't finish to the left-hand side of that ball because he wouldn't have had a shot. Now he can just play this and drop it through for the red in the opposite corner, and that really is perfect. And Craig had a sniff at getting back into the game there. He would have just smelt blood for a second, thinking to himself, 6-3, 6-3, mistake from Darren, 6-4, if I can break into 6-5, and then right back in the game, and then suddenly a positional error and all of that is out the window, and he's 7-2 down. There's another player gone through into the last 16. Brian Halcrow has knocked out Rona McCarthy, 8 frames to 2. What a great sculpt that is from Brian. He really is some player.
Frame 10. Darren McVicar to break, leading 7 frames to 2. Time running. Yellow ball's in play.
Top shot, that is. Top shot. Been a little bit unfortunate. Or has he? No, actually that yellow does pass the middle, so he's okay. Oh, he's missed it. He's missed it. Just the bottom knuckle. He was concentrating so much on a cue ball, and look at his cue ball. It's just a perfect cue ball. That, I mean, he knew that was match ball. If he could get the cue ball in the right place, and he focused so much on the cue ball, he forgot about the pot. It wasn't a gimme pot anyway. What a shot that is. For someone who's not playing particularly well at the moment, not timing the ball particularly well. That's a delightful little top spin, just to come one side of the red and then back out the other. It's just the wrong side of this red as well. Maybe okay. Maybe okay. Always difficult to see with the angles. Yeah, he can nick a bit of the pocket anyway. Just played it to the right hand side of the pocket, so could create the angle. And there, 7-3. Right. Will be his break in the next. And you can just see moments of Craig Waddingham, what he's really capable of. he can really get it together, he's not totally out of this yet. We've seen bigger comebacks. Sandberger fighting back. It's 5-4 down now, 5-all. Nothing between Jimmy Croxton and Jake McCartney. Both of them will want that so badly. Jake having travelled all the way from Australia. Jimmy's a local lad, but he's going to be desperate to make amends for that lost final in the last event. Some talent we've got on display here, isn't it? That's a dry break. That's a dry break from Craig, but he's not left a thing. Well, I say he's not left a thing. This long yellow. Can he pluck this one out? Look at that for a shot. I didn't think that would go through that gap, but as soon as you bring the camera angle round, actually, he was on it. Tricky yellows, aren't they? The two yellows by the bulk line don't pass to top left, so he has to put them both top right. And he's got this one below the red. He's going to try and deal with these at the top of the table now, and that looks absolutely plumb. That's some really good cue ball control there. As I say, he's got a really deft touch. Just a delightful little screw shot up table. So difficult to judge, but landed just right on the one to middle to leave these two. And that's just come far enough. Would have desperately liked a few more inches of pace. You can't hold it off one rail, so you might have to come around two, but there's a lot of traffic in the way. This suddenly became a lot more difficult. Wow. What's he left? Nothing. You can see the yellow, but you can't see the potting angle. There's no double. So just a case of get the ball moving, hope for a spot of luck. He's not had it, and he's left dollies for Craig. This is going to be 7-4. Craig's breaking the next. Or is it? Actually, no, I think it's Darren's breaking the next. If the graphic's right, I think the graphic is right.
Frame.
7-4.
Frame 12. Darren McVicar to break, leading 7 frames to 4. Time running. Yellow ball's in play. Foul. Ball in hand. Time running.
What a change around in this match. I think, is the score wrong? I think the score's wrong, isn't it? Is it not 7-4? Maybe mistaken, maybe not. I think it is 7-4. I don't think the refs put one on. So this is to go 7-5. Wow. What a turnaround. Jimmy Croxton's 1-2 on the bounce against Jake McCartney. He's 6-4 up. He's missed that. Oh, how's that dropped? It's another one. There's no right to go in. Time that well, though. I think that's 7-5. Ignore what it says on the screen. I think you'll see that change by 2 frames in a minute when the referee realises. The scores are controlled by the refs, by the device that they use, which is connected to Q-Score. It's a live scoring. And there you go, 7-5. Craig breaking the next. Suddenly the pressure has transferred across to Darren.
Frank 13, Craig Waddingham to break, trailing 7 frames to 5. Time running. Red ball's in play.
Good stuff from Craig. As I say, just looks a different player. And funny things can happen in the mind when you got someone coming back at you like this. Darren really does have to show character in his next break. Otherwise, it could be his last visit. Wow, this has gone from an absolute bloodbath to Craig probably feeling on top of the world and feeling like he might be favourite in this. It's amazing how the momentum swings. If Darren goes dry or goes in off, then it could be his last shot, the way Craig's playing at the moment. You wouldn't put it past him to dish up and then break dish at last.
Frank 14, Darren McVicar to break, leading 7 frames to 6. Time running.
So all about this clearance, it was all about this break, and whether Darren had the character to pull it off. He's got half the job done. It's these, oh, what a kiss, what a kiss. What a kiss. He's in absolutely no man's land. Isn't it an amazing game? Look at that. I mean, that yellow drops below the red. So all he had to do was just have any kind of shot at it. It's going to be the big heave-ho. Oh my goodness. I feel sick. That shot is ridiculous. I don't even know what to say about that. And it's come out perfect. The black's still a bit of an issue, but oh my gosh. Oh. Oh, this is horrible. This is horrible. Did you go cross table? I think the red's in the way. I don't think it can. Does it pass to bottom left? I think it does. It's the only shot he's got, and this is horrible. No. Yes! Oh my God! How's that chopped in? That's just crazy. What an unbelievable clearance. That shot to top corner was just ridiculous. Look at this again. This is ridiculous. What's he just pulled out of the bag there? I can't wait to get in the interview room for a chat. That was crazy. I'll speak to you in a minute with Darren. Well, I'm almost speechless after that. That was some game, Darren. I mean, he's here cuddling his cue, and he'll probably take it to bed tonight. Yeah. Darren, talk us through the emotions in that game.
Well, I nearly threw it away in the end. Really happy to win, and obviously really happy to win. Great player. At the start, he wasn't at the races, which is always handy. But yeah, I nearly threw it away. He nearly come back and won.
But you were flying there early doors, weren't you?
Yeah, it's good in patches, and it's been like that all day. Really, it's been really good. I felt confident, but yeah, started to go a bit in the end. But
beat Jordan Shepherd earlier today.
Yeah,
that's another great score.
Yeah,
you keep taking them.
Yeah, I'm getting there. It's gradually coming, I think, game. But just got to keep going. There's no easy games.
Is it just about practice for you, that consistency?
Yeah, I guess so. What's helped this time is we've got the cloths that Lee's got in our club, Supreme. The best cloths. So.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Darren, talk us through that last frame. I mean, he's coming back at you.
Yeah. Still a couple of shots catch me out, and I thought when I clipped that one in the middle to come round, and I've left myself almost touching that yellow, I thought, well, that's it. But luckily, it just clipped.
I was quite speechless on commentary. I just laughed, I think.
Yeah.
We'll get a chance to look at the shot again. This is just... We all seem to look through your shots when we've got you in commentary. This is just a crazy shot.
Obviously, you're lucky where the white goes.
And, yeah, you get rewarded because...
It's come out quite nice.
You've hit the red and it looks like it's going to go in the path of the yellow. Then that just clears.
Yeah.
And it lands pretty plumb, apart from you've got a tricky black then.
Oh,
And I thought he's missed that.
I thought I missed it.
Yeah. And it's dropped.
Dropped.
Wow.
Yeah.
Your heart's still racing.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good game to be involved in, but I don't want to go through that again.
We love watching games like that there. And I know it's not easy to be involved in, but it's just so much fun to watch.
Cheers, mate.
You're in the last 16 then, mate?
Yeah. Yeah, buzzing with that.
Draw tomorrow morning?
Yeah.
Who do you want? Who you got in your crosshairs?
No, I'm just happy to be there, mate. To be honest. Yeah, I'm not going to say.
Beat anybody there?
Well, no, I don't know about that.
Darren, best of luck tomorrow morning.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Cheers, mate. Thanks for that. Okay.
Oh, go on.
Yeah, we're back with the action tomorrow morning. The draw's going to be between 10 and 10:30, somewhere around about that time, as soon as we get ourselves organised. And then we're back with the action at 11 o'clock with the final 16. Join us tomorrow morning. Have a good night's sleep.